You made it out of the underground facility. I'm glad you're okay. Speaking of which, I see you have an alchemist's cipher machine. These are devices used to store confidential information. Decrypting it should reveal what the owner's hidden, but it requires a matching key. Luckily, I found a few during my travels. If I might, I will take it off your hands. I can't offer anything in exchange, but if I can unlock it, we could gain valuable insight about the alchemists. We share a common enemy, so I would like to offer my cooperation. Any enemy of the alchemists is a friend of mine. Come to me anytime. Let's unlock it and see what's inside. We're in luck. It still functions. This reminds me of a tale I once heard about the ghost crocodile that haunts the zoo. Most people thought it was an urban legend, but I'd always found it troubling. Find the mounted crocodile at the zoo. It might provide a clue. Any enemy of the alchemists. I'm unsure if I should even tell you this. Leia suffers from the petrification disease. She hides it from the world, but she can't fool me. I have no idea how long she has left, but for someone like her, it is a wretched, tragic fate. There's very little to be done to help her. It is frustrating. Since Leia and I are not strangers to one another, I have been seeking a cure, but so far to no avail. The official statement is that the alchemists are developing a cure, but I would be wary of any help they offered. Perhaps a true cure will be found someday, but there is nothing we can do for her right now. I gave Leia painkillers that help her endure the worst of the disease. Regardless, it must be difficult. Please help her by fighting at her side. In this moment, what she needs is an ally. Since Leia and I perhaps... Have you seen what's behind the hotel? Another tree that bears gold coin fruit. I believe the alchemists are attempting to reproduce this tree. Perhaps, I hope anyway, this tree is linked to the cure. I did some investigating on my own. As I suspected, Romeo's disappearance is linked to Leia's history. Perhaps you don't know. Long ago, Leia neutralized an infamous killer puppet. This act may be part of its revenge. At the moment, we know nothing of this puppet's whereabouts. That is what troubles me most. Look into the name, Arlecchino. I worry about Leia. This may be a fight she cannot face alone. If you can, please lend her your strength. Let's check what's inside. I know this place. It's called the Spider Cave. I heard that something strange happened here. Have you heard the tale? A minor puppet was so mistreated that it learned resentment. The puppet murdered a human miner and fled. But some say you can still hear the sound of it digging for more victims. But from the look of this, it appears the alchemists may have been involved. If you discover the truth, please let me know. any enemy of the Alk. This is a surprise. None of the keys I have fit this cipher machine. I thought I'd gathered nearly all of them. Perhaps one of the alchemists or one of their associates possesses the key. They often conceal cipher keys in their clothing. If you bring me the garments of any suspicious persons, I'm sure I can reveal the secret pockets. Any enemy of the alchemists? You investigated the mounted crocodile? So, Colonel Little was murdered. Most likely the taxidermist as well. To do something like this just to take control of the zoo. It seems human lives are nothing but tools to them. I'm glad you revealed the truth to their lies. You are a force for good. I am honored by our continued partnership. Any enemy of the... I can't say I'm surprised the alchemists caused the Spider Cave incident. I'd wager even they didn't expect the truth to be revealed by a puppet. Just how many years did that poor puppet stand alone, swinging its pickaxe in the dark? The thought of it truly makes my heart ache. I dare say that minor puppet showed more humanity than the alchemists. I pray the two friends found peace at last.
Well met, my...
The giants, losing the horse, build up the seas, set the serpents alight. Defy the heights, behold your sight for those windmills, let them run again. 'Cause I will fight, let it be the cold rain, be it battle I cannot survive, or another cursed spirit come from the tide. Every morning, every night, my fate confide. Beyond dials upon the bridge across the stranger light. Those devils never break out of their great disguise. So I will fight. Another soul, another bird we fight. Those rambling words they pressed upon my soul. Every inch I must work.
You truly are a nuisance, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Human beings can only keep secrets when they're buried with them. Everybody else gets an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemists as reward for my contributions. Human beings secrets, when they're buried with them, everything else gets out. Your fate will be the same as those traitors I sent to the bottom of the sea. Wait. 40 seconds. Truly are a nuisance, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Now, on to more legendary challenges. For she too will die. You truly are a nuisance, and in more ways than one. The games end here. An elixir of power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. Human beings can only keep secrets when they're buried with them. Everything else gets out. On to more legendary challenges, or she too will die. are a nuisance, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Human beings can only keep secrets when they're buried with them. Everything else gets out. Behold, an elixir of power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemists as reward for my contributions. On to more legendary challenges, or she too will die. You truly are a nuisance, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. An elixir of power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemists as reward for my contributions. Human beings can only keep secrets when they're buried with them. Everything else gets out. What is happening? and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemists as reward for my contributions. Truly are, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. To more legendary challenges, or she too will die. Truly are, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Now, on to more legendary challenges, or she too will die. Truly are, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. An elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemists as reward for my contributions. You know far too much. It's time for you to die. truly are a mutant, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. What is happening? Truly are mutant, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Now, on to more legendary challenges. Or she too will die. You truly are mutant, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. legendary challenges, or she too will die. You truly are innocent, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. Now, on to more legendary challenges, or she too will die. You truly are innocent, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. You truly are innocent, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. What has You truly are innocent, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. You may fight too much. It's now. On to more legendary challenges, or she too will die. You truly are innocent, and in more ways than one. But the games end here. Behold, an elixir of great power, crafted by the most brilliant alchemist as reward for my contributions. You know far too much. It's time for you to die. Wait. What is happening?
My dear, good, kind fellow, hear me out, please. I can explain everything. All of it. Please, just don't kill me. This isn't common knowledge. But when Valentinus ran things, she was... what was it? Off limits. Whatever she got up to, we were told to ignore it. To pretend it wasn't happening. But even as Simon gathered more power and influence, she remained loyal to Valentinus. And when she and Simon came into direct conflict, a bounty was quietly and unofficially placed on her head. Competition was fierce. Veronique's faction targeted her repeatedly, and our side couldn't disobey orders. This is a mistake. But how? The alchemist gave me this elixir, no middleman. For the cure, it was complete. Worked on carcass, as they said. I was to have a stronger body, one immune to disease and infection. I was to become. But no. It must have been a mistake. They gave me the wrong one. The wrong elixir. All this happened. All of it. Because of the alchemist and their damned infighting. I had to pick a side. Don't you see? I'd have ended up like Veronique. Or your precious legend. I had to choose. I chose Simon's side. I only did what he commanded. Please, I beg for mercy. If I did evil, it was not of my design, it was them. I must have treatment. I must, my good, kind fellow. Please, sir. What? No. How could you? You promised you would let me live. Please. Please. They promised. The alchemists. I must go to them. I must go to them and get my cure. No. I was chosen!
I'll be honest, it's the terrible conclusion that schemers like him face in the end. What a fall from grace. He had everything. Why throw it all away like this?
chance of mine. For that, I thank you from the bottom of my, let's call it, heart. But time flies, and there's much to do. I must now bid you all adieu. I have more debts to collect. The one who left me in such a wretched state. Oh, they call her the Legend Stalker now. Such a splendid little title. And she owes it all to me. It's only fitting to congratulate her in person. See the truth behind the legend. But I sure won't be doing that here with you idiots. It's time I paid a visit to the zoo and remind her of her debt. Oh, Valentino, you are a clever one.
Do I even want to know what was in that cell? Or what kind of monster it was? Probably not. But here's hoping a deranged beast hasn't been set loose upon the world.